Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Welcome to Neat and Not by the Sea. My name is Catherine and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Victoria and my pronouns are also she, her.
How are you? Welcome to our little spot. This is Flosstube number 44 and I'm guessing. And
Something like that.
We're recording in Victoria's house because I'm still unpacking boxes. I did say, someone messaged me on Instagram to say, oh, we can't wait to see your studio. Well, you have to wait because I'm still unpacking boxes. The studio is going to become a storage space because it's just so full. Anyway, so we're here this week. Maybe next time we'll be at my house. Yeah. How are you?
Hot. It is very hot and very muggy. So this glow is actually sweat.
Yeah, it's quite unreasonable. Nobody moves to Dunedin to have 30 degrees. This is outrageous.
No. I like a nice 16 with a bit of drizzle.
Oh, no, I can cope with 22 in the summer, 21 in the summer, 22. But 30 is just ridiculous.
Mind you, our weather problems are not nearly as bad as those in the northern part of the country. So we hope all watchers in Auckland are doing okay. And
it's more than Auckland, isn't it? But Auckland has really suffered. So for those people not in New Zealand, Auckland is the biggest city in New Zealand. And they've really been hit with bad rains. And there's been a lot of flooding. People have died, unfortunately.
There's been a lot of slips.
Yeah, and I saw in the news today that they were recommending that if people had had their gardens flooded, not to eat their vegetables either. And you know, having a veggie plot is quite a Kiwi thing still, I think. And you know, mortgage rates and everything going up, it would be such a loss to lose your veggie plot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, loss of property, loss of life, and also rain again. It has been really good to see. I follow a few politicians on my Instagram, and they've been posting. Oh, it's so good to see Jacinda post as a member of parliament rather than prime minister. You know, posting about helplines. There's a payment that people can access. There are like safe spaces for people to spend the night if they needed to. And Ricardo March had mentioned there was also a space specifically for Muslim women if they needed to, if they wanted to be in a separate space as well, which is really good. So yeah, lots of people chipping in and trying to help. But yeah, it's been quite devastating, hasn't it?
It really has. Not a good start to the year.
Zeb, I hope you're doing well. I hope your home wasn't affected. Yeah, Zeb watches, so
Hi Zeb.
Hope you're okay. What else?
Well, on brighter things, so we had our craft getaway 2 weekends ago.
That's right.
It was fantastic out in...
We went abroad.
We did. We had to get in a boat. And climb a ladder. So we went out to Quarantine Island, which is in the middle of the harbour. So it was like, what, a 4-minute boat ride?
Literally. Someone came kayaking.
Yeah.
Not us. But a family.
We had too much stuff to take.
That's true. It was hilarious because I had like my 10-pack of ginger beer, which is non-alcoholic, but it was still, I felt very judged by the world.
It was great.
Carrying my ginger beer.
It's great.
Yeah, so we went there, the two of us and our friend Claire. We had a jolly lovely time.
Yeah, didn't get as much done, I think, as we'd hoped, but that's always the way with
I knew we weren't going to get much done. It's really more of the chatting than...
It wasn't. We had went on some lovely walks in the nature.
Oh yeah, 10 minutes ago she said too much walking.
It was too much walking and not enough crafting.
It wasn't.
And a lot of it was uphill. I'm not an uphill person. I'm very much a flat.
It was like, you should move to Waikouaiti. There was barely any walking. I think 2 20-minute walks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it was lovely. It
was
was
rough surface. We were off-roading.
And I was wearing very inappropriate shoes because I meant to put my all-terrain sandals on as I was leaving the house, but I didn't. I had my other casual sandals, so that wasn't appropriate for the walking. And our friend is like a power walker.
I don't know about Catherine, but I'm very much a dawdler. Look around, look for pretty tiny things. And
yeah, I walk very slowly. It drives Martin insane. But we've established that it's cultural.
Oh.
Yeah, because we went to Peru and he was like, everybody walks slowly. I was like, yeah.
Well, Well, I suppose it's too hot to move too fast, and then he's coming from
I think
Britain where it's always cold, so always rushing through.
I think it's cultural because it doesn't matter where you are in the hot or the cold. People walk slowly.
Okay. It was more of a joke I was making than an actual point.
Another one bites the dust.
I was making gross generalisations about two cultures.
Anyway, we had a jolly lovely time.
We did.
And we shared the cooking. So one
did.
did breakfast, one did lunch, one did dinner. We kind of chipped in one of the meals, and it was lovely. It was very civilised.
The food we did really well. We made so Catherine and our friend Claire are vegetarian, so it was all vegetarian food, which is fine. Not fine, you know, doesn't worry me. We had wraps with hummus and lettuce and capsicums, and
I was
so
severed.
good.
I forgot my vinaigrette, and so I was like, "Oh my lord, how does one get over this? How can one eat a salad without vinaigrette?" And Victoria was like,
I never have vinaigrette. I don't even put mayo on my salad. It's just
"What is
vegetables.
even that mayonnaise? You cannot put mayonnaise on salad.
No.
That's just wrong.
No.
That's just wrong."
I
Anyway,
just
I
assumed that's what you
invented
used mayo for.
well, coleslaw. I invented some sort of vinaigrette that kind of allowed my soul to rest.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was quite yum. I was going to say we didn't have desserts, but there was chocolate.
Yeah,
There was
I made sure there was chocolate.
Yeah, I took those Reese's
Oh, peanut butter cups. They were lovely.
peanut butter cups. Yeah, so we had a really nice time. It was just really nice. I mean, I don't really have a timetable now. My kids don't live at home. I do whatever I want, really. We very seldom... No, that's not true. We probably cook 3 times a week. We got a new dog walker. So
Ooh.
we don't have to go home on Thursdays. Star gets walked.
It's your long day, isn't it? Because your husband
He plays
plays
ping pong.
and you come over here.
Yeah.
Phil?
Um,
Stitch.
Yeah, so we went to La Prosciutto. We had pizza and pasta. I don't know why I had pasta. Oh my god, I just love that pasta. It's with mushrooms and a creamy sauce. But I was self-combusting. I was so hot. It's ridiculous. So anyway, so that happened.
And what did you get up to last weekend?
Oh no, I've got my drama.
Oh!
I've got my drama with the bird.
Oh, yes.
That
Nature is an evil thing.
That was devastating. So Martin brings me a coffee to bed every morning. That's like the ritual. And I really do feel like part of the contract is that I don't have to get out of bed. So I'd had a bad night's sleep because... No, this was on the Tuesday, so it was fine. That Monday was a bad night's sleep. I'm having my coffee and Martin went to work on the bus because I needed to stay because some tradespeople were going to start working on my new glass house. So I'm in my bed, drinking my coffee, and suddenly a bird, a sparrow,
Tiny little bird. Sorry, they're birds. I'm not a big fan of birds whatsoever, so...
comes in through my window and gets stuck in the curtains and is flapping wildly. And you know how like when you're in danger, your brain goes into like fast, slow motion? And I was like, plan an escape route, Catherine. And at the same time, I was thinking, Martin's bus has not arrived yet. I could reach for my phone and text him to come back and rescue me. In the meantime, the bird's being wild, and so I put my coffee down by my side, and it looked pretty solid, but then it did an extra flap, and I went, woo! And all my whips are by my bed. All my whips are by my bed.
Oh.
Everything got drenched. My antique quilt, my normal quilt, my canter quilt, my top sheet, bottom sheet, mattress. It's got a massive coffee stain now. All my projects, including the whip bags and the linen.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't realised the bird had got stuck on the curtains. I thought it had just come inside and given you a fright.
No.
I can see why that would cause a lot of drama.
And the thing is, Martin, because of men, he was just like, you just grab a sheet and you just throw it over them.
Oh,
and I was like, no,
that's
you
not
reach
what
where
you
you
do.
go. And I said, had it not, because it managed to get itself out of the house, had that not happened, I would have phoned you and I would have forced you to get off the bus and walk home to rescue me. Because there are certain things that are not in my contract.
When I was still living with my mum, and my brother, so must have been when I was a lot younger because my brother was there as well, a bird came in. Mum has a large 2-storied house. A bird came in, I was upstairs in my room. I stayed upstairs in my room all day. I was home alone until my brother came home and made sure the bird was out.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, no.
I mean, it's like, I mean, I love birds. I'd love to be able to draw them and paint them, but they are kind of dinosaurs. Not as bad as chickens.
Or turkeys.
Oh, I don't mind turkeys, because turkeys are not flappy.
No.
Chickens are the worst.
Yes,
Flappy.
swans. I've been attacked twice by swans.
Yeah,
They're not flappy,
yeah,
but they're
no,
just very aggressive.
Yeah. They can be flappy as well, but they are aggressive as well. Especially if they've got babies, little cygnets. Anyway, so that was my drama. And then the worst bit, that wasn't even the worst bit. The worst bit is that I had to leave my bed at 7:20. I heard the bus go. I was like, I could, because I had to put the washing on. And I thought, I could do it all and then find a sheet and just lie on it to pretend. But then I would have to make my own coffee. So it was just like, I'll get up now. It was very
The
devastating.
morning is ruined.
Yes, everything is ruined. My life is not one.
This day will just write off this day.
Yeah. So then I washed everything. I washed some stuff by hand, like my antique quilt, just a corner with a coffee. Anyway, it was very dramatic. Then I texted Martin. Do you think he responded until like 11? But yeah, I think well, we'll see. I'll show you the fabrics. I think my linens are okay. But it was interesting because I drink coffee with oat milk. I was like, will that have an effect? Because like the yellow one was done with soy milk as a mordant. So I was like, will the oat milk also act as a mordant to the coffee? Ha! I was quite quick though. So, and then did you go away last weekend or was weekend away?
I was
the second one.
No, the weekend away was with you.
Yeah, and then
this last weekend I was very poor, so I stayed home.
Yes. What did I do at the weekend? I don't know. My life is just unpacking. Unpacking beach walks.
Doesn't sound too bad. But
Yeah, and we don't have the camper now, so we don't go away for weekends, which I think is a shame. I think we should somehow magic a camper.
Yeah.
I do like traveling like that. It's very middle-aged. I love it. But yes, done a bit of shopping. I bought another blouse made by an indigenous group in Mexico.
Ooh.
It hasn't arrived yet. It's because my friend has my box in northern Mexico with all my stuff, but I have too much for the box she was going to use, so now we've moved up to the next box.
Oh, I see. So you've got some more room to fill.
Yes, I now have another kilo available to me. So I bought one blouse, which was so expenny. I have justified it in like mysterious ways in my head. And then I felt so guilty. It took me like half a day to tell Martin.
Who probably doesn't care.
Oh no, we turned them into a joke. So we went out for a meal tonight and I'm like, that counts as you spending money. So that's like almost half a blouse. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it. I'm obsessed with my garden.
Oh yeah, so that whole drama started off with you working from home. So because your glasshouse man was coming.
Yes.
Is
so
it in yet?
No. They've just built the base. So I had a permaculture garden designed, and it's expenny, so I can't afford to have it all done. So I've just picked a couple of things. So they're going to do the hedging with natives on both edges of their property, and they're putting the glass house in. So they do a lot of like newspaper and cardboard, and then organic soil inside. You know, it's all the prep. So they were coming to do that bit, and by mid-Feb it should be in. I'm quite excited because I've got my Peruvian chilies that I need to plant.
So would that be the sort of time you'd normally plant them?
No, these Peruvian chilies are actually perennials.
Oh, okay.
So I've now had them for about 4 years, and they make the most amazing chili sauce. Zeb, do you eat hot food? You should eat hot food. Let me know if you eat hot food, and when I make my new Peruvian chili sauce, I'll send you some. Because I'm that desperate for approval. Anyway, nonsense.
Crack on.
Enough nonsense. 15 minutes of nonsense. Have you got any FFOs?
No, I've already done this year's FFOs last time.
I don't have any. Have you got any FOs?
No.
Great.
What about you?
No.
What a shock for both of us.
I'm still unpacking boxes. Mostly my life is unpacking boxes. I also go to sleep at about 9:30, 10 now.
Oh.
Because my house is super light. I'm 50. I'm a bit knackered. And so we've just kind of got into this, and I know, like, okay, sidebar. I was reading about Alzheimer's, and that apparently the best thing you can do to avoid Alzheimer's is to sleep well. And so I historically don't. Because I sleep really well, but I stay up too late. So I was like, you will not get Alzheimer's. There is Alzheimer's in my family. So
Excuse me.
So one of my things was like, I'll go to sleep with Martin. Martin's a morning person. So I was like, right, okay, I'll go to sleep with Martin, and then I'll wake up. It'll be easier to wake up in the morning, and it is. So
Yeah.
The evening is really little.
Well, not the way I did it on Monday.
That's right. Full.
So Monday is always a bit of a hectic day for me because I get paid on a Monday, and so I go to the supermarket, and
That's so funny. I was like, and then I go to Stitch Riches.
No, because you're not open on a Monday. I go to them on a
That's
Tuesday.
right.
No, I get paid on a Monday, so I go and put petrol in my car and I go to the supermarket. So I don't get home till...
You're hilarious. Are you like on like almost zero on a Monday?
This week I had 42 cents in my account.
No, but I mean, don't tell me. It's funny, but what about the petrol gauge?
Oh, the petrol gauge. Yeah, the light's on.
Oh. Living dangerously.
Always. Anyway, and then I go to the supermarket. So I didn't get home till sort of like 6:30, 6:45.
That's
and
so
then,
early.
But then I cooked tea. And by the time I'd cooked tea and
you had
ate some tea,
ingredients.
because I had food, it was a very long, slow weekend.
You're funny.
So it was 7:30 and I was like, do I get some craft out? Because I only stitch to sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock. Then I go to bed.
And you're quite good about that.
I am quite good because I like to read before I go to bed, so before I go to sleep. But I was like, oh look, I'll just get it out and I do a little bit. And then all of a sudden it was 12:15 and I was still stitching and I was really happy just still stitching. But I did pick my stuff up then.
And then you sent me a text the day after saying, I stayed up till midnight.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't have to unpick. So I said, I give you permission not to unpick, Victoria.
And I said, that's not how it works.
Apparently, that's not enough.
Anyway, I'll show you what I was working on.
Do you have to unpick? Or was it good?
I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think so. I think it's all right.
Great.
So I have been working on the prep work for the second part of the Di Fisher 17th century band English garden sampler, which looks something like that when it will be all done. But I was working on these big gold bits up here, which I'll just show you. So I now have all the prep that has to be done for March finished.
Wow, amazing.
So this may not look like much, but it took ages.
What's that stitch called? The trellisy one?
So that is a stitch called...
Is it cut work?
No, it's not cut work. It's just when I've tensioned the thread so it forms holes. But it is called...
Let me hold it.
The filling that makes the wee trellis is two-sided Italian cross stitch.
Aha.
And I think I've also done some more. So the darker yellow came in. So I've outlined quite a bit of stuff down here, which is not really showing up on the film. But all together,
It's coming together.
it's coming together. So we can't show it all, but here's the bottom. And there's the top. So it's going to be quite big.
Is this DMC?
No.
What is it?
It's various silks and cottons and...
So I was going to say the green is very thin. I love the look of that.
And it's great. And I'm really enjoying doing this one.
Is it just backstitch in this section?
Along there, yes. More or less.
Is that pomegranate?
They are pomegranates.
I want to do one little pomegranate. It's so
And then
cute.
I've got some more, like some colour to put in the actual pomegranates and a split something or other stitch, but I just haven't done it yet. That's cool. So that was me up till midnight on Monday. That was just doing the satin stitch, and then I've done the Italian whatever it is,
cross stitch.
double stitch on Tuesday and Wednesday. I finished it last night.
Well done.
At 10 o'clock, not at midnight.
This is really early. This is really good.
It's great. I'm pleased.
It's looking very beautiful.
What about you? What have you been working on?
Well, I've only brought cross stitch because Oh yeah, no, it's there. It's just really scrunched up. Have I done anything on this? Maybe not. Oh yes, I have. It's very pretty.
I love this one.
So this is And the Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. And this is supposed to be a stitch along. But I've done this tree. Isn't it pretty?
That's beautiful.
Sometimes they're just perfect. Oh, I don't think I'm finished. Oh no. What it is that these leaves here are here, but I did it in a variegated green that I found. So they're very light on this side and they get darker. So they have been done. So I love it. I'm very happy with it. I'm way behind my...
Your 1 tree a day?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 5 a week, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
How, because I know you were doing this with, was it Spectrum Stitcher?
Yes.
Ella. How's she going with it?
She's not.
Fair enough.
She's doing other important things like a PhD and raising children. And the other funny thing was, I was talking to my friend Donna He, and she was saying that she was watching another Flosstuber, and she had just finished this, and she was showing it, and she was just like, something's not right. And it was because she has the original phrase, and she was like, actually, yours is perfect, Catherine. It just seemed really wrong that they had a different phrase. A bit like you with the door.
Yes.
With the Jane Austen thing. She's like,
it's
like Victoria with the pink door.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really happy with this, and I love that little detail. The
It's
little
gorgeous.
tree. It's very pretty. So, yeah, a little bit of progress. But that's okay. I am actually just busy, and I did talk about I would try and devote more time to the garden and less to craft, because my house is full. I'm doing that.
So I managed to do a little bit more of Home Sweet Home, not nearly as much as I should have done. I've got to confirm when the last class is so I can program it in. So what I did was this trunk, and it took me 3 hours and a lot of frogging.
What stitch?
It is in I can't remember.
Show me.
You can,
Oh my god. Let me put my glasses on.
yeah. And it's done with a wool, so it's quite fluffy.
Stem stitch.
No, I don't think it is. It might be a stemmed cross.
Twisted
stem stitch. That's it.
Nice. I love the windows. Have you talked about the windows?
Yeah, I think we've seen the windows before.
They're very pretty. LED lights. Very cute. Well done.
It's coming along, but it's just slow. And I need to get my A into G. It didn't actually
Yeah,
take
Victoria.
long once I had the hang of it. It's just I put it in and didn't like it and pulled it out a couple of times.
Because apparently permission to leave is not enough.
No. Well, the first time I did it, I didn't cross them enough. So I had this like twig, and I'm like, that's not enough for a tree trunk.
Ah. Were you like changing a pattern? Because you didn't like the...
No, I just think my stitches were crossed, but they were crossed too tightly, and then I pulled them out a bit, and it made it wider.
Okay. Fine. I'm just looking something up.
Do you have something else to show her?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I think I put 4 things.
Wow.
I know, right? Because we only cook about 3 times a week. Cheese and crackers is perfectly fine for a meal.
Ooh, jazz it up with a
As,
bit of chutney.
Sometimes we do. Have I done anything on this? Oh, yes! Okay.
Oh,
Very
yes,
excited about
yes, I
this
have
one.
seen folks do
So
this one.
this one is... Help me out, Victoria. Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Sampler, which is Beth Twist. Yeah, all by memory. I am so happy with this one. I love it. So I did the wee house. Okay, so just to make Victoria uncomfortable.
You haven't got windows. I was like, have you just done it in a really light and I can't see
No.
it?
So just to
Oh,
make
what have you
Victoria
done?
uncomfortable. Well, obviously my counting's not right here because I counted the right amount, and it like the one side was longer than the other one, so I was like, okay, we'll fudge it. So the dimensions aren't right, which means that this kind of trellis roof thing wasn't quite right. But you can't tell.
Well, I can now. You pointed it out.
So I can't unpick. She'll be getting her special glasses
I'll get my
out
glasses
soon.
out.
She'll be like,
No, it looks fantastic.
I really love it. And then it was like ode to the pink door.
Oh yeah, Are you going to put like a back stitch because it looks like it's 2 pair of French doors there?
But it is because it's got 2 little doorknobs.
Yeah. Will you put like a wee
No.
line?
Don't judge my door.
I'm not judging your door. I'm just asking.
But and I thought it was very cute. I thought forever I will paint pink doors and blue houses as an ode to my house in Port Chalmers that I no longer own.
Oh. I haven't even driven past it since you sold it.
We went to pick up stuff that I'd forgotten to collect, and I started weeding the convolvulus.
I was so proud of my... Did I tell you that when I first got my house, I was like, oh, Mum, I've got this beautiful climbing flower everywhere. It's so pretty. And I was like, it's a weed, Tori.
And there's like the worst weed in New Zealand.
It's real pretty. And it's everywhere.
I think it's related to morning glory, which is a beautiful flower. So yeah, we hate convolvulus. So anyway, I was weeding a bit, and then I was like, hi. Anyway, so this is not all. So this is going to be a blue house, okay? So I haven't done that. Then, and I don't know how it came to me. I was like, because I didn't know what phrase to put in, because I didn't want to put the original phrase, which I can't remember what it was. What was the phrase? Can you remember?
It's not his eyes on the... I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyway,
What have
I
you
have
put?
put instead, pardon me, no más criminalización a la protesta social, which is based on an artwork that I bought in Chile, which means stop criminalizing social protest.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, which is very on point for the world at the moment. You know, in Britain they're trying to make, or maybe they have made,
I don't know. You think it's past?
strikes and protests illegal. You can be sent to jail. Not for like causing damage during a protest, just for
This
protesting.
is just for peacefully gathering
Yes,
in
yes.
large numbers.
And of course, in Chile there was the estallido social. Lots of people were injured at the very least, but also gone to jail. And of course, what's happening in Peru, which is horrific. 60 Peruvians have been killed by the police and the army. The latest thing I read was that the police and the army are going to go without uniform, which goes against all sorts of international conventions to diffuse the protests. And actually, I do have to say, because I'm following quite a few accounts to actually know what's happening, and it is just a F-fest. It's actually really, bits of it are so beautiful because it's our indigenous people marching, and quite a lot of them. So they're organized as communities, so they march with big banners that says what community they come from. Not everywhere, but from the highland areas, which are small communities. So they'll march and they'll have a special banner that they use for special occasions, and it will say what the community is. But they're all wearing their traditional dress, which is what they wear. And it's beautiful. And they'll go to certain places, and there's a lot of singing and dancing and, you know, their music. It's just so beautiful. I cannot believe they're being killed by the police. Anyway, so that made me feel good because I was like, great, I can talk about Peruvian politics every time I bring this one up. So we'll lose some more people, I'm sorry. But yeah, so, and then you can learn Spanish. No más criminalización a la protesta social. So I'm very happy with this one. And then, because I'm really not into the whole original sin thing, there are 2 characters here. I am going to dress them in Peruvian outfits.
Nice.
And I thought I'm going to use, so normally the Cusco area is the one I know best, but I thought, no, I'm going to use the one from Puno, who look a little bit different. Their costumes are a bit different from my book that I got in Chile, because it's Aymara people. So I thought, that'll make me feel better.
I can't wait to see it.
So I'm excited about that. But yeah. So far,
Or is it with a coffee?
maybe.
No, I don't think you can tell.
I don't think you can tell. I think over time Victoria could tell, but I'll tell her to keep quiet.
No. Plus, I don't think it wouldn't bother you even if it was a bit of a stain, would
yeah,
it?
actually, to me, those things add to it. Like my little, you know, that fish sculpture that I have at home that you really
Love
like.
that fish sculpture.
I love the fish sculpture because I bought the fish sculpture because I loved it. It's based on a pulley innard and the ceramic fishes around it. So this is an English artist that does that with found objects and creates sculptures. But what makes that sculpture even more special is that a very good friend of mine, who's no longer a friend of mine, thank you COVID, she helped me clean my house for like 2 whole days to put it on the market when we lived up on our farm. And just as we were finished and we were both really tired, she went to like dust around there and it fell out of the wall and it broke.
Oh no!
Of course, she was so embarrassed. I was like, are you kidding me? Now I'll glue it and I'll always remember how much you helped.
Yeah.
So yeah, things like that make it more special. So I've got my story about I'll tell everybody about the sparrows.
There was this evil bird.
Yeah, there was the evil sparrow trying to get me.
Yeah.
So God, I talk a lot. What else have you got?
All right, so the last one I've worked on this fortnight is a peacock, a unicorn, a badger. Which I'm really into this one. It's very hard to pull myself away to do others at the moment.
Nice. It's so beautiful.
So I can't quite remember what I had done last time, but I think what I've done is I've done these leaves and I filled in that peach and it looks like boobies. And I filled in that leaf and I filled in that flower and I did this big chunk of green and I think I outlined that branch.
So
it's coming along.
It is coming along. How big is it going to be? Do you know?
I think, well, if we hold this out, it's so it's centered on this fabric. So there's that much space there and this much space here. So it'll go up to about there and it's sort of more or less square.
Oh, okay.
So it takes up most of this bit of fabric, but it'll have larger margins down the side.
The colours are lovely as well. Lots of mustards. Love a mustard. Those would look like boobs, but are a little bit pert.
They are very pert. Yeah. They've had some artificial enhancements.
Yes.
That's all I could think of when I was stitching. I was like, boobs. Look so much like boobs. But that's it for me.
I've got 2 more. See, the good thing as well is that all my whip bags are washed now. Well, not all of them, but 4 of them. What have I done here? Oh my God, I'm really happy about this too. I'm so amused by myself.
Wonderful.
Okay, so this is
something about a sparrow.
His Eyes on the Sparrow.
This one.
By Beth Twist. So I don't want anything to do with original sin or anything like that. So I was so amused by this. I've got 2 women, of course. And I really didn't want people to get confused and think it was a man and a woman. So I've left their breasts sort of like that. But I need to figure out how to embroider them. So you can't even see. Okay.
Done like a wee 3D effect.
I wanted to do something like that, but I love the sound effect there, Victoria. You can't see, but they've got very red nipples.
Oh, I don't know if I saw the nipples. Oh, very nice.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So they're breast shaped, but not filled in. Because I think once you fill it in, it'll look like a chest, not
I
breasts.
think just leave them as they are. I think it's pretty cool.
I quite like it. It makes me laugh. Anyway. So much amusement. Then, I thought, okay, we're not going to have any funny business with fig leaves. It's 2023, people. So
Free the bush.
So I was having the time of my life doing their pubes. This one is wild. It's like so big, that area. It was hilarious. I've made them with French knots. I'm so happy. Well, you can't see. So it's a large expanse of French knots and I love it. This one's a little bit more modest and no French knots. I was like, you have to be different. All people are different. And I love her hair. I was like, So 2 naked ladies that will probably have a frolic later. Anyway, that was very... Oh, and I didn't want some snake suggesting anything negative, so I was thinking more like carousel. So we've got just different colours there.
Nice.
Yellow and black. Anyway, I was very amused with myself. And so it continues. Look, I love it.
It's gorgeous.
Love
her
it.
hair is fantastic.
Her hair is fantastic. I appreciate her fantastic hair.
It's very cool.
I don't remember what they're called, but black people, I know that it has a special name. You can have your hair and it's like they do a little nub, like little nubs. Mm-hmm. And it has got a name. I know it has because Max told me. Max is younger, knows things I don't. Oh my God, speaking of, I just found out what Netflix and chill means.
You cracked the code.
How did I find out? Oh, it must have been something on Instagram or someone was like, they were making fun of like older people or something, and it was like, oh yeah, they've just figured out what Netflix and chill means. And I was like, Google, what does Netflix and chill mean? Oh my God, did you hear what Netflix is going to do?
I think I'll be leaving Netflix.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to share passwords. I mean, like, Christina uses... She's not going to have her own Netflix. That's ridiculous.
No. And my mum uses my password.
Yeah, because it's a family.
Exactly.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway.
No, so if that comes in New Zealand, I will be cancelling.
Yeah. So if you know what that hairstyle is, can you please let me know? I can ask Max as well, but Max doesn't work at the university now. It's very sad. Very good for Max, though. Go, Max. Anyway, I'm very amused by my naked ladies. Go, naked ladies. Okay, so that was I've got one more to go.
Yeah, I'm done.
Again, the last one. This also made me pull my finger out to actually sew the edges, because they had come undone a little bit. Just as well, because otherwise it would have been... Oh, I don't think I've done anything here. I don't think I've done anything here, actually. I just spilled coffee on it. Oh, no, I have. I've done the biggest token gesture. Look, I've done half a leaf.
I was like, I've done this tree trunk. But no, I've done 4 stitches.
Yeah. I've done half a leaf in a zingy, limey yellow.
Ooh, it's very cool.
Green. But, it's, you can't see it against this yellow. I have done 4 stitches, though. Anyway, amused. I did the epic pubes with French knots.
You did.
That is enough.
That wasn't... Yeah.
Yeah, I have achieved.
Yep.
Anyway, my kids, Sophia, Christina, you're going to become my mom.
Oh, they won't be watching this until they're like in their 30s or
If
40s.
ever.
Yeah.
Maybe if they have children, the twilight years when you're breastfeeding and you can't sleep and you either watch
I need to watch something that's...
horror movies or your mum.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so you start on that, and
I was just going to show... So we posted our competition
the prize.
winner. We posted the prize. I doubt it's arrived yet because it doesn't... the post doesn't travel that fast anymore, but it is out. It was posted the day after we did our last video. But I just thought I would show you how mine is coming on. So January is now all completed, and look, I drew a little boat to symbolise the weekend we were going away. And so in January I completed 2 projects, which was great, and I met some of my goals. And this is February, which I haven't filled in from last night, but this month's February is mushrooms. And there it goes. So I would be interested to know if any of our watchers are filling out these and how they do it, because everyone seems to be doing it slightly differently, and I'm still finding my way.
Amy's doing it.
Yeah.
She's doing it with just disappointment at herself. It's only done 8 days. So which is the bit that you're not sure about?
I don't know. No, I'm not sure about it, but I'm just wondering what else people are listing and recording on them and how they're doing it.
Maybe you should record did not achieve anything at work because I stayed up late last night.
Did I put something? No, I didn't note that in. I was going to. Oh, I don't know if I showed people last time, But I made stickers. So this one here, which is the YouTube play, so that's on the nights that we film. And this one here is the logo for the Dunedin Embroiderers Guild, which I turned into a sticker.
Okay, can I just ask, what's a Bobby Dazzler?
A Bobby Dazzler? Oh, that was because I went to Sarah Milliken's show. She's a stand-up comedian from England. And it was called It's a Bobby Dazzler. And a Bobby Dazzler is, like, that's so awesome. It's a Bobby Dazzler.
Yeah, but
Why
was
did
that
I-
when you went to Timaru?
No, this was in Town Hall the other week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, I don't know anything about comedians. I don't go to those.
Yeah. So I didn't do any stitching, but I wrote, I'm a Bobby Dazzler.
Lovely.
If she's coming to a town near you, highly recommend. She was great.
What was her name?
Sarah Milliken. So she's been in the latest series of Taskmaster, if you guys watch Taskmaster. Although my current binge is 24 Hours in A&E. I'm quite enjoying that stitch too.
Oh. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Pause everything. What have I started watching? Lady Chatterley's Lover. Holy macaroni. Oh.
It's like Game of Thronesy level of...
No, it was more than what was the other one that we were watching?
Bridgerton.
It was more than Bridgerton.
Wow.
Because there's less clothing about.
Mm.
It was more than Bridgerton. Or maybe it's because I was watching it, I don't know, in the day. I don't know. It was just like, whew. I told a friend of mine, I was like, she sent me a meme about Bridgerton poking fun at me. And I was like, have you seen Lady Chatterley's Lover? It's very good. I really like the actor because the previous adaptation was with Sean Bean. I'm not a fan of Sean Bean.
Oh, I like Sean Bean.
He's all right. But I like this one. And the girl is very sweet, the main actress. Anyway, I haven't finished because I was like, I cannot. I'm a 50-year-old lady. Enough already. So I stopped. But, you know, watch it.
Mm. So what are your plans for the next fortnight?
Well, I'm going to unpack some more. So this weekend, it's a 3-day weekend because it's Waitangi Day. So Waitangi Day, for those that are not in New Zealand, is an honouring of Te Tiriti of Waitangi, which was a treaty that was signed between, like she's smirking.
Yeah, I am.
No, stop it. It's a treaty that was signed between Britain, the colonisers, and Maori in New Zealand. It's very controversial. It's all sorts of things.
Yes, it is.
But having said that, I think it's the only country where there has been a treaty of such, of any sort in that way, which has now meant that Maori are able to use it to get things back, like claim rights back and all that sort of thing. I mean, it's not without its complications and problems, but we have something.
There is a system and a recognition of...
Although there is now, who knows in the future. So really it's supposed to be a day of reflection. You know, how can you be a good ally to Maori? That sort of thing. But anyway, so we get a 3-day weekend. So we got Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. And of course I'm just going to be unpacking because I said to Martin, right, that's it. This weekend we finish Sophia's bedroom. This is enough already. But we can't just do that for 3 days. So we're going to go to Sinclair Wetlands for
lovely.
a walk. And I invited some friends and they said, instead of going for lunch, why don't we do lunch at our house? Then you leave your dog with us and then you go to Sinclair. My friend loves dogs. So yeah, so we're doing that on Saturday. That's their preference. And then I'm going to finish that room and then I'm done with the house and then I can just relax and craft.
Is that then you're fully unpacked and everything's got a place and...
Well, then the studio is so full of stuff I need to sort. Yeah, like...
Do you do some culling?
It's more about reorganizing where I've put certain things. For example, one of my bookcases is completely done, but the socket is bang in the middle of the bookcase at the back. So I've got an extension lead to get it accessible, but I didn't do that when it was empty. So now I have to empty it to do it. And just tweak a few things like that.
Yeah.
I can see that I'll probably give away my lamp. That's probably the last thing. Just tiny little things. And I'm not sure. There's not a lot in Sophia's bedroom. There's probably like 3 bags, and everything else is just sorting out her bedroom.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite hot to craft as well, I find.
Yes, her hands get very sweaty.
The hands are sweaty, you're sweaty. Yeah, it's just a lot. But I have finished like the next step of my quilt. So I've got some bits here. So I'm now at I finished all the joining 2, and I'm now joining 2 and 2. So that's the thing that I'm doing next. But I'm finding that it's a little bit tricky at the joins. So I was thinking like, oh, am I gonna have to do this by machine? Because then you go fast over the join. Because of course I've trimmed it all, which means that where you've trimmed, the thread is kind of hanging.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just something to figure out. But if I could figure out a method, and then it becomes a quite transportable job.
Yeah.
So I'm not knitting yet. I'm too hot for knitting. So this was my car project, but I couldn't do it in the car because I can't cross stitch in the car. It's just impossible. They're just not perfect, the roads.
No, yeah, not at all.
So this was my car project. So I need to crack that on.
Nice.
Crack on with that. What about you? What are your goals? Are you setting goals? Oh, you've got your book. What does your book tell you that you're gonna do? Have you done that for February?
Yeah, so for February, the ones I want to work on, I want to get some more Home Sweet Home going, because I know that the class will be sometime this year, and I'm very behind. I want to do more on the Die Fisher, because we have a private Facebook group, the people who are doing that class, and other people have been posting where they're at, and they're way more in front of me, so I am feeling very competitive, and I want to have it finished. It will not happen.
But aren't you supposed to wait for the class? Haven't you done as much as you could?
So I've done all the prep for the next class, but we have everything we need for what we did in the first lot.
Oh, so you can finish that.
So technically,
the bottom bit you can
I
finish.
can finish up to here.
From
the first lot of class, and the second lot of class is from here to here.
Oh yeah, competitive Victoria. You can crack on.
But I have also signed up for another of Die Fisher's class. She's going to do a sweet bag. And we got the prep stuff, or what we had to do for prep for that.
Doing a what?
A sweet bag.
What's that?
It's just a little bag about this big with some very pretty embroidery on it.
And it's called a sweet bag?
It's a sweet bag, so I think presumably you'd put candy and sweets in it.
Oh,
a
sweets
long time
bag.
ago.
Okay.
That's what I'm assuming. But I've got to get all the materials and stuff sorted for that before I can actually do the prep.
So when is that?
That is March, I think it's 6, 7 and 8.
Oh, quite soon.
So I've got to get onto it, but it's not much. It's just tacking a pattern on. And
okay, great. What else is on your list? Is that it?
Oh, what did I want to get done? I want to get my Red House sampler out again.
You're supposed to be doing an ABC. I read ABC.
I am too. I'll put that on the list.
Just get it started. Victoria's taking us out for a meal.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Melpat.
Yeah, thank you for pointing out that I owe them a meal.
Yeah,
do you want to tell them where we're going?
Oh, okay, so this is funny, but I have a hair in my mouth. Okay,
Yes.
This is really funny because so Melpat messaged us on the YouTubes, and she was like, what was that deal with like Victoria was going to take you out for a meal? I'd forgotten. So when we were on our weekend retreat, I brought it up. And I said, yeah, Victoria, you were supposed to finish. And I was like, I had forgotten. And our friend Claire was like, I had not. And as soon as I said it, I was like, yeah, Victoria. I mean, I hadn't forgotten altogether. It's just that I would remember, then I would forget, and I would remember, and then I would forget.
Yeah.
And once Melpat said, I was like, I'm not going to make Victoria pay. That's terrible.
Yes, you are.
But now, then it became like, you're paying.
Yes, I am.
And
they were very kind and chose a good budget-friendly restaurant.
Is it budget? I mean,
It's not $70 a head, which could have been.
Oh, we might make it that. Oh God, we're going towards the end of the week. You cannot go to Stitch Witches that week. Anyway.
Oh, no, I've already put aside the money.
Oh, have you?
There's a budget line.
Oh, very good, very good. So we're going in February.
Yes, next weekend, I think.
Is it?
Oh, no, it's the 18th.
It's the 18th.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway. So it's tricky because, two of us are vegetarian. And Claire was saying that there's this really good restaurant in Dunedin. If you're in Dunedin, tell us if you've been. So it's called Chili. Is it Chili Bat?
I think so.
So maybe Chili Bat, and it's in the racecourse.
And
Which,
Forbury
no
race
offence
course,
to anyone,
which
but-
is no longer a race course.
Oh, isn't it?
No, they stopped all the race course stuff.
I
didn't
don't
they?
know. What's
And
that,
so it's now just like
greyhounds? I know nothing.
yeah, but sometimes they did the things with the horses and the.
I don't know. Naff as. Anyway, totally not our scene. But we thought it would be ironic to go to the racecourse.
Curry, which is what sort of restaurant it is very much our scene though.
Yes,
We
and
do enjoy a
apparently,
curry.
amazing curry. And Claire was saying that they have as many vegetarian courses as non-vegetarian. So anything that's meat, they can do vegetarian.
So we're just going to get a big selection and share it. It'll be great.
It's going to be very, very big.
Yeah, well, look, I have budgeted for $70 a head, so you know.
God, I'm being put limits here.
We can
Blimey.
go further if you
I'm
want.
kidding. But the other funny thing is, our friend Claire, can I say this? Is this allowed? You don't know Claire. It's fine. We're going to call her Rose. Our friend Rose. She moved house like blooming 12 years ago. Slight exaggeration. Like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it'll be a while ago.
She's never invited us. And we're like, has she invited you?
No, I have not been to her
She's
new
like,
house.
What this sweet FA? Anyway, so I tease her about it. She did actually invite me once to teach me to weave, and then I got the wrong week and I turned up. I was like, where are you? And she was like, at work. It's next week, Catherine. Anyway, she's never invited us, but I've put gentle pressure on her. Because like, Claire, we're friends. What's wrong with you? Rose. Anyway, we may have bullied her a little bit into having a craft afternoon at her house.
Yeah.
And then going out for the curry.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. But I haven't told you what I'm doing that morning.
Oh.
So that morning I'm spending 2 hours stitching in the university bookshop for the guild.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Oh, do tell. What's that about?
Oh, I think it's just promoting the guild, and I think there's a group of maybe 5 or 6, and they're doing it for like a week. But of course, because I work, I can only do Saturday.
Work.
Stupid work.
Oh, that's so cute.
So like, sign up, be involved.
They have nice craft books in the UBS. Do not.
It's never a chore to go to the UBS.
No, it's lovely.
UBS is the university bookshop.
So that's the name of the bookshop. It's owned by, I think it's owned mostly by USA, but maybe the university a bit. So lots of academic books, but also it's a beautiful bookshop. It's just been renovated as well. It's now seismic proof.
Have you been in since it's reopened?
Yes,
I haven't been in yet. So.
But last time I went, that one time I went to post something and I was running late. It was for Christina in Stewart Island. I was like running, trying to get left. Second time I went to browse. $70 later.
Nice.
That was when I bought Embroidering Her Truth.
Ah.
So, yeah, it's lovely. That's really lovely. Don't buy any books because you're going to be spending large on us.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And so, moral of the story: don't get cocky and think that you're going to finish like a billion embroideries in a year.
I still think I could have done it, but what I didn't account for was
Management
that I'd
by
buy
fact.
all these other things and do all these other courses. So
Yeah,
just
management by fact, Victoria, is how Martin would annoyingly say. We get to go for curry.
It'd be great. You know, I think that's us. We'll see you again in a
A
fortnight.
fortnight. Yes. So this was fun. 53 is pretty nonsense. 53
Yeah.
minutes of pretty nonsense.
It was pretty nonsense.
If you watch us in Auckland, all the best.
Yeah.
Hope things are going well. Hopefully you haven't been flooded or no significant damage. Survive the heat. Otherwise, whew, we'll see you in a fortnight.
Ka kite.
Ka kite.